The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Even actually, Moshe's grandmother, Hope, she gave us all these dishes.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say she's in that teapot.
Hi, darling. Welcome to our favorite podcast, Good Enough.
I like that you started with a jump scare. I imagine at least 6 people spilled their coffee.
Hey, good for them.
Good for them for having coffee, and good for us for having a guest today. I bet you were expecting it to just be the two of us, but no, we've got not only a guest, but someone I have been pining to talk to for so long. He's just a great vibe. What can I say about this man that hasn't been said before? Well, he's got an incredible show that is like breaks records all the time called IMPRACTICAL JOKERS. You can see him on tour, but excitedly, he has a new podcast coming out in a month called Manouche. Oh my God. Everyone give a hug to Sal Vulcano.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. What a lovely introduction.
So we met on the set of a game show called Would I Lie to You? And I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like this kinship with you because I think we were both at the same time going through up and down fertility mountain. And like I remember talking to you in the dressing room and just like both of us being like, we're gonna get our kids, man. and you got the bag.
I did.
You got the jewels.
Cut to, I'm invited to things now and I have no one to watch my kid and my husband's out of town and I'm like, oh my God, why is life so hard?
You're like, get this bag off of me.
Yeah, I have a 3.5-year-old daughter and a 1.5-year-old son. And
you're like, you're in the Eaton fire right now.
Oh yeah.
Sabrina.
What? Palisades? Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Palisades
Sal's net worth is more the Palisades fire. But yeah, you got it all at once, I guess, then, because you've got a newborn. How old is your freshie?
Well, my youngest he'll be in 2 days, he'll be 18 months. So it's not, not too young.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
And my daughter's about 3 or 7 months. And yeah, so I scheduled this right in between drop off and pick up at school today. So there you go.
And is that something that is your wife like, how do you guys split the duties? Because I'm looking at you, I'm seeing breadwinner, I'm seeing touring guy, but then you're also saying you're doing drop off, which then I'm saying, okay, this is a guy that knows how to keep his wife.
Yeah, no, dad first, always. No, I take my daughter to school Monday through Thursday. I take her to music class Monday to Wednesday, music class on Thursday. And my wife does swimming lessons on Friday, and we both do soccer on Sunday if I'm not on the road. So I keep it, I just make sure I have to go to work like after I drop them off. And then today I'm doing pickup because my wife just started going to school again for a master's in social work. So some days I got to do pickup. So today I'm down from production this week, and so
smart on your wife's part to be like, I'm interested in social work.
I'm like, you're gonna go back to school for your master's now? Really?
She's like, hell yeah! You let me know when these guys are out of diapers.
Yeah. She's.
I'm staying at a new place and there's street cleaning and I was so stressed out about it because I remember the old days having to wake up early for street cleaning, and then I was like, wait, I have to be gone out of the house before the street cleaning starts. Like, it's not an issue anymore.
You're like I have a worse schedule than the street cleaners.
Yeah, same.
It's sad, but well, because I was talking to my piano teacher and, we were talking about like,
okay, hold the phone. You have a piano teacher?
Well, I split a lesson with my daughter. So she does a half hour and then I do a half hour. And,
okay, hold for applause here, because this is actually like, this is a whole segment. Why are we not splitting all of these fucking classes with these kids?
I know, right?
You don't want to know gymnastics
on Fridays.
Sal, you don't want to learn how to play the flute? Literally, I think this is huge. Natasha, did you invent this? How did you think about this?
Well, I was taking my own lessons before I had my daughter very slowly and like not that consistently. And then when I had her, I was like, I only really want to do 30 minutes. She only really wants to do 30 minutes. So we split it and it's great. And then we play together sometimes and I'm learning all this improvisational stuff on the piano and then she'll join in. But anyway, that's beside the point. We can talk about you joining your son's ice skating class or whatever it is you want to
Well,
do.
I just want to, for context, Sal, just 2 weeks ago, listeners will know that Natasha was full of rashes and absolutely in a different place. You've had a glow up. You're like doing duets on the piano with your daughter. You're not worried about street cleaning because you're already up. I'm happy for this.
Well, the thing I was going to say about my piano teacher is that, she was saying, gosh, I wish the working day was 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., but all the restaurants are closed. And I was like, that would be so perfect. Like kind of be in your bed and then get up around 11, have breakfast. And then by 3 o'clock, you're ready to start the day. And I was like, that is the bohemian lifestyle. And she is in her 20s with no kids and teaches kids after school. And I'm like, you have a chance at that lifestyle. Like once you birth children, there's no more say bye-bye to bohemian. You can't do it. It's sad. I love my child, but I wish I could have that artist in the 20s drinking absinthe,
You want to drink absinthe? That's what you're missing? I just miss the taste of absinthe.
I'm saying it's part of a dream of like being an artist in Paris in the turn of the
drinking
century.
hallucinogenics.
Sal, are you still finding time to lose your mind a little?
It's tough, as it like for stand up. I'm realizing too, like you need a break to live life a little bit to be able to write material, and so the constant going and going kind of stunts that. But it's like a catch-22 because I don't really want to sacrifice any time at this age either. But like they've both just decided recently they're going to reset their wake up clock from 7 to 6 now. So.
Oh, that's cool that they're coordinating.
So now they get up at 6. So, I have I get to bed by like, I'm trying to get at least 7 hours sleep, and I'm trying not to compromise there if I can help it. So that would mean me in bed by 11, which is doable. It's just doable.
Yeah.
When stuff like the Knicks making it this far in the playoffs hurt it because I have to like watch the games, but like, I really gave up mostly everything. I don't watch anything really anymore, but this is a little something I carved out for myself. This excitement in New York right now to like watch the Knicks.
Oh, you've got to carve out the excitement. It's just like I find there's like when Natasha and I talk about this, where it's like there's too many pieces and they don't all go together. So then things fall off and then you realize, okay, I got to put the 7 hours of sleep back in, but it doesn't all hold itself.
No.
Yeah.
Well, also, the one thing I resent is like all of the energy put towards scheduling. I feel like I am like constantly like doing some kind
it's like a beautiful mind.
Aerial. Yeah, like I can't figure it I can't figure it out. And then what happens is my kid's 8, so now she has a say. She's like, I don't want that person to watch me. I don't want that person to watch me. It was like kind of easier as a baby. It's like, you could ask, it wasn't up to them,
Yes, yeah.
So that's been very challenging for me.
Are the people that she's rejecting good at watching her, or does she have a plan?
Yes. But they're not. She wants to like go over to your house and hang out with your son. Like she wants
come on over.
She wants another kid there. She doesn't want the same nanny that I keep trying to push on her from when she was a baby.
No, don't push that nanny. I think phase there is a specific nanny. Do you have a nanny, Sal?
Well,
there's a specific vibe for little baby nanny, and I don't think it often transcends into the vibe for young adult, which I'm calling the 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds young adults.
Well, her first nanny will still sometimes babysit her, and she's like, she was with her when she was like an infant, and my kids I think it makes her feel like too young or something.
Yeah,
it's not like those safari guys when they see the tiger they used to feed milk to at like age 7, and they like pounce on them and remember them and like enjoy them.
No, it's like you shift that video into a tiger looking at the guy being like, oh, he's still around. Get another baby tiger. God, I want to drink absinthe.
Listen, I don't even think I've ever drank absinthe. It's just part. It's
Obviously,
part of the vibe.
we know that, Natasha. That's why I'll never let it go.
I love that was like.
Okay, well, we've like sort of blown past two things that I'm fixated on. Always fertility and Sal, in terms of your path, because we were at this game show, which, by the way, was it your episode that Cole Escola was also on?
Brooke Shields.
I
Brooke
love him.
Shields.
Brooke Shields, who I have the phone number of still.
Yes.
Wow,
I
you
got her
charmed
number.
Brooke Shields, Sabrina? How'd you do that?
My game is, if you're Brooke Shields, I'm going to try and get your number. So I don't know. This is how I did it. You know my move. You know the move. You go, let's take a picture together. It's
I'll
so
text it to you.
pathetic. You go, let's take a picture together. Let me text it to you.
Wait, that is not like, Sabrina, hold on. That is not equivalent to exchanging numbers. That is so creepy.
Yeah, but we have texted each other since.
Okay, because like, I remember I was working on a movie and the guy who texted me that he's here to pick me up started texting me, and I'm like,
that was me, Natasha.
That's not okay. Like, you can't use, unless someone's like, let's exchange numbers. If you get someone's number from a production standpoint, I don't think you're supposed to use it, Sabrina.
Look, you know me. I'm not a big loser. I'm on the fence of it, like I didn't force it. Like, I don't know, like if I see a good shiny person, I'm going to want to be able to reach out to them when I want to feel their shine. Like, how do you think I got Sal here?
That's very sweet. We took a picture and I texted it to you.
Yeah, well, Sal is famously the Brooke Shields of men.
Brooke was just on Manouche. She was my last guest on Manouche, my new talk show podcast. Yeah.
Oh,
but I go back
gosh.
for a fair, but to
yes.
be fair, I go back with Brooke a bit. So,
wait, explain to me this part of your life.
So Brooke's husband directed my movie, and I had met her prior to that, and we hit it off. And she's been on Jokers, and she's a friend. She was at my wedding and stuff. And let me tell you, I have a Brooke story. This is how cool Brooke is. So my wedding was in 2019, and it was at a campground. And it was fun. It was very rustic. It was like the whole weekend. We had a lot of people there. And during the actual reception, which was in like a refurbished kind of barn or what have you, one of the toilets in the women's room got backed up. I found this out after the fact. And because someone told me, they were like, do you know that there was an issue with one of the toilets in the women's room during the reception? And Brooke went and found a plunger and worked on it herself. And it wasn't even her issue. She just like chipped in and helped out. So that's the type of.
Talk about a save the cat moment. A hot woman solving a bunged up toilet that's the dream girl.
She is the coolest. She's like genuinely the most down to earth, sweet, fun person, loving person. So
I really like the documentary about her life too. What was it called? Baby. I forget what it's called, but I highly recommend it.
Guess what? We're going to know what it's called when I text her and get her on this podcast. But guess what? We have the male Brooke Shields here right now. And Sal, you've got 2 kids under 5, which I think is like, there's like a term for it, which is like you're fucked or something. Do you have like some sort of, how are you surviving? Like, you are obviously a very talented person. You're a creative thinker. Do you have any sort of like wisdom that you've gleaned, or are you so in the thick of it that you're like,
I mean, there's ebbs and flows to it, but like, I just kind of like, it's acceptance, I think. Acceptance of what this is. I know that it's temporary, but it's like, I have to, like, I try to just own every moment. I know that, this is trite, but like, that we'll wish to have any day like this back in the future. Like, I wish I can get them back for one day when they were 1.5 and 3.5.
Yes, there's all those memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but I really buy into those
one
things.
Day.
Like, how they're like, you'll spend like 80% of your time with them between like 1 and 13 or whatever the heck it is. I'm just like, all right, I'm just soaking it all up. So like, I don't know. I just put it as a privilege to be able to raise kids. So it's like, I have to get in that mindset and be like, this is the thing. This is the most important thing. This is the thing to really treasure. And then like everything else has to work around that thing. And you just put your head down and do it. I mean, sometimes we come up for air, me and my wife look at each other and are like, man, like, because we're both operating on fumes and like, we both are in the same headspace, and we try to make time for each other and stuff too. We're just trying to do the best we can, but just giving grace, and then just knowing that, like, this is what it is right now. There's no kind of like, there's no cheat code or anything. So,
Wait, Sal, are you Christian? How do you have such a positive
no, I'm
outlook?
not particularly
Do you have, like,
religious at all.
spiritual leaders?
I have an outlook. I think
This feels very
it's
evolved.
necessity, like, I don't know. I'm trying to be.
He's your full name is a little bit Pope-like, Salvatore Edward
That's right,
Anthony
yeah,
Vulcano.
you got all of them in there.
It could be that. It could be you could be sort of Roman
I
in
could
your
be
core.
Roman. Yeah, I could be. I just did my 23andMe. I'm half Italian, so my dad's my dad.
What else you got in there?
It's mostly Cuban. The other half is Cuban and Puerto Rican and Spanish. So, but so maybe
Nice.
I could be, Pope-like, I suppose.
But where do you get this positive outlook? Do you feel like you were raised
No.
in that way?
Really? Okay, so we do this thing called trash and treasure, which is like when you look back on your childhood, what is it that you're like, this is the treasure, I'm keeping it, and then what is it that you're like, I am absolutely not doing that?
In the parenting
Yeah, I mean,
style.
my parents were very openly affectionate with us. They showed a lot of affection, and because of that, my family, we say I love you at the beginning and ending of every conversation, and we hug and kiss and things like that. And so that's something that I appreciate. But then there's this whole thing where it's like, look, I mean, I'm 49, I'm going to be 50 in November. So I'm at that point in my life where I'm seeing myself age, I'm seeing my parents age a bit, and I'm kind of going through that midlife crisis kind of thing, very existential. And so you search a lot, for answers. I'm always trying to just improve, go to therapy and everything. And so, what's the point if we're not really reflecting on these things and trying to keep the most positive outlook? It's really born out of necessity. You have to, because if you'll get just swallowed up if you don't try to keep that mindset, you know what I mean? Because like anything else, I fall into depression and that kind of thing too. So it's just kind of like me working at making sure that I'm always keeping inventory of these things to kind of circumvent that, I suppose.
And you're also in this like double ayahuasca moment of it. There's an aspect to like the fever dream of those like sleep deprived nights and days. And like, there's just so much being asked of you that you probably, in that same way, like when like a car crash happens and you realize the preciousness of life, it's like every day is almost like a car crash. So you're probably like, wow, I have this amount of thinking to do, so I'm going to try and crystallize it to the things that benefit me.
Yeah,
I really miss COVID, like, because it was like such a fun bonding time. Because our kid, it wasn't your kid, they're the same age, right? Sabrina, they were like 2 to 4.
Yeah, we were potted together and our kids were really, I mean, that was also its own, these moments that like pull you out of the norm, and then like kind of everyone starts philosophizing. It's like, okay, well, if this could all go away, what am I gonna like, what is the day to day? And for me, it was putting tequila and White Claws and holding my kids. I was like, I'm going to have my sea legs on.
For me, it was smoking as much weed as possible and then having a child.
Yes. Yeah. Like you want to like have the like euphoria, and you don't want to look life straight in the eyes. You want to be a little cross-eyed.
So Sabrina, do you have an era?
Of course I have an era. I never come to this podcast without an era. Era, Sal, is just shorthand for like what is the parenting thing that you're into or bumping up against. And my era is a remix of Deals, which is Shauna's back is back to bad.
Oh.
Yeah, Shauna's back is back to bad. My wife had a C-section. Our child came out 5 pounds, but then the NICU people were like, you got to make this kid gain weight. And the way he understood the assignment was he's like 100th percentile for weight. So then it was like, C-section, like I always visualize like a lobster being cracked in half.
I will now
that
too.
Was my wife. Yeah, like truly, like I've seen 2 of them happen, and it's really like they're trying to get that tail out of the lobster meat of her legs. It's like,
Sabrina.
no, it's cracked. Absolutely, absolutely, like a magic trick gone wrong.
My
Visually.
kids were C-sections, and I was there for both. And like in the hour I'm touring right now, about half of it is about the hospital visit for my son's birth in the first week of his life and that whole thing. So I'm there with you.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see that, and also I am glad to not see more C-sections. The like suspense of it. Anyways, all this to say, she got cracked in half and then had the assignment of picking up a bowling ball, and that the result is herniated lower disc. She like did a bunch of work. What worked for her was decompression, spinal decompression. We were in Ireland, and she happened to go to a chiropractor that had a decompression machine. But unfortunately, on my birthday, we went to a Korean spa, and one of those ladies that like scrubs you BDSM style just cracked her in half again. Yeah. So you don't go willy-nilly getting scrubs when you're a broken lobster. That's on the mend, you know? That's how she identifies. Those are her pronouns, broken lobster.
Wait, so how is this part of deals?
Oh, I know. Look, I like to back out of a story about 50 yards, approach it, back up again. It's like a bad parking job, my storytelling style. So there we were at the hospital. No, deals is a kind of the Sal Pope sort of vibe of like, I've been through this where my wife is out of commission. I've been through the version where I panic. I've been through the version where I'm so unattractive partner crying in the orthopedic surgeon's office being like, can't you just do the surgery? And I've done it all. And now I've arrived at, I accept. Here I am in support. My wife is out of commission. It's Sunday. I'm like, babe, you hot tub, sauna, take care of yourself. I've got the kids. So what do? Because you want to get them out of the house so that the podcast in your ears isn't like all the noises. You want to be like, you'll hear nothing in this house. I bring them to CostCo. And guys, everything about CostCo that was annoying before you had kids. Oh my God, it's taking forever to park. Oh my God, it's taking forever to get in. Oh my God, we're doing laps around it's so hard to find things. I got to do 3 laps. This is like such a win for Shauna. She's at home for hours and hours because it does take forever on the weekend to go through Costco. But guess what else happens on the weekend? Oh, the bells and the whistles of the samples. Ooh, the chicken sandwiches, the chicken nuggets, the chocolate milk. And it, as you might know, I am my nipples get hard around just the freebies. And now I'm like passing this on to my kids. I'm like, my ancestors are coming through me, going into them as we all cheers the chocolate milk sample. And we know we'll be back. We know these people don't fucking recognize us. We're going round and round. When I say that I went around that place 4 times and collected 4 rounds of the same samples, I am not kidding. Soup dumplings. We got it. Did I give them a protein bar? I don't care if that's too much protein for them. Fucking don't be jealous when they're jacked next week.
I didn't know that Costco or because the regular grocery stores when I was young would give samples, but everyone stopped doing that because it's unsanitary. But I guess Costco still does it.
We don't care about sanitary. We care about samples. So my era crosses over with deals. Shout out to the lady that saw me at Chuck E. Cheese last week, picked up on my deal on the podcast of Sal. Chuck E. Cheese has all summer long, $67. You go there every single day, you get credits. You pay one time, $67.
Whoa, that's a steal.
Yeah. So it's a steal and a half. And so, yeah, Costco, that membership is paying for itself. It's like a daycare. And then you know what else, guys? That place is so crowded. You put your kids in one of those big, I put Wolfie, my 8-year-old in the cart and the 2-year-old in the cart. You know what? That cart is like my daycare. Am I always next to the cart? No. The cart is within eye shot, but the cart, I had them lining up for an oatmeal sample for like 12 minutes while I was perusing the
the
shitty
carts are the
clothes.
best because it's like a ride for them. Also, Costco has the double wide. So for the little kids, you could put both
Yes!
kids in the seat, not even one in the back. They have the doubles where I am, so you could put 2 kids.
And bitch, try to kidnap my kids with that double wide on a Sunday at Costco. That shit ain't moving. Actually, don't
Don't
try
put
and
that
kidnap
out
my
there.
kids. But I got my eye on them, and it's sort of like Russian dolls of caretaking, where I'm like, Wolfie, keep your eye on Rowan. Sabrina, make sure to check in with Wolfie. And in the meantime, they're waiting for the oatmeal was the shittiest of all the samples. It was so funny because he waited so long to get it, and then he was like, it smells so good, and then he like tasted it and was like, this was awful.
Are
But
the
anyway,
samples
that's my
only on the weekend? Because I would never go to Costco. Like, I can't deal with the.
there's like some during the weekday, but they really show
They
out on
have
the
someone
weekends.
manning those stations, right? Giving you the sample.
Yeah, but
They're not paying
do you
attention.
think those
Well,
people
I only asked
are?
because
I
when you
hope they're
say that,
listening to
I mean, it
podcasts.
jogged my memory. Like when I was younger, the Jersey Mall near me had a Surla table in it. And Surla
Yeah?
table, they just put out unmanned samples throughout the store. It was like finding Easter eggs. And I used to go into Surla table. I think honestly, what
Your line read of Sur La Table would make a French
Surla
person
table,
quiver.
It's
Surla
very
table,
Jersey.
I don't know, whatever it's
Sur La
called.
Table.
Surla table.
Sur la
So-
table.
Surla
Sur la
table.
table.
Sur la table.
But I remember going in there. I think that's I swear to God, I think that might have been what ignited my love for housewares and all things kitchen. But I used to go in there, and then I realizing now that was horrifically unsanitary, probably because there's just bowls of like they would like have crouton like to dip. Let's say you wanted to dip it into like a chocolate fondue or whatever. Then they would have like a bowl of crackers, but you just self-serve with your hands.
Ew.
And like I'm like I used to go in there and like could you imagine it being unmanned? It was like the Wild West. But I used to
Of
take
course.
those. I used to take those samples.
Sur La Table.
And I think like I would never do that now because that's just probably a germ fest.
You know, my mom, her second job when we were young was to give wine tastings at the grocery store. So they used to, in the 80s, they would always like open a wine and just give it to people. They don't do that anymore.
Was she kind of drunk when she came home?
She wasn't a drinker.
It could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's who you give that job to. You don't give that job to me and Sal. But Sal, you're more. You can't give the weed samples to Sal. Do you smoke? You smoke weed.
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
COVID was a different story. I only I started smoking weed in 2018. So like COVID really
You did?
launched it for me, and now I'm much more dialed back.
Ooh.
I just maybe a little
Wait, you never smoked
like,
weed
I mean,
before that?
occasional like, oh, I'm at a concert, somebody just passed me a joint, I took a couple of hits, that kind of thing. I never bought it. I didn't know how to
Yeah.
roll it, none of that stuff. But like
That's what I try to tell my kid. I'm like, if you wait well, I haven't told them this yet, but I do think it's true. If you wait till you're 30 to start trying this stuff, you actually have a longer time you can enjoy it. As opposed to my husband who did everything at 18 or 16, and then he got to do it for 2 years and could never do it again.
Yeah, the whole point with substance is to like abuse it just enough that you're not abusing it.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm
Push
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah.
put it just to the edge, and then scale it back, and then be like, I took a month off. What a star.
Yeah, I don't find myself drinking all that much lately. I bartended for like 10 years, so I have my fair share of that. But like nowadays it's like I can't at first I don't ever want to feel hungover again in my entire life. So it's been years since I've been hungover. And then it's like, all right, like I have to drink a few just to get a buzz going, but then I'm going to pump the brakes on that anyway. So what am I really doing? It's just kind of unhealthy. I'll have a glass of wine with dinner or something like when I go out to eat, but it's never like drinking for sport. It's never like
Well, I'm not drinking for sport, but I am. My
Or a
wife and I
martini.
are enjoying we're enjoying a life. We're enjoying a life of cocktails, but then within the cost of that, like Natasha was saying, it's like it does feel like this is something to impart on our kids whenever the time comes to talk about it. Is like the cost of doing business is to have some sort of grasp on the business and not like have it take over, because this stuff does feel good, but it's like if you don't introduce some kind of moderation, then you get put in the penalty box.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did we get here? I don't want to be in the
Okay, I'll
penalty
do my
box.
era.
I want your era, Natasha.
So something I've been doing that I'm not proud of, and it comes from my mother, but I think it's good, is that I remember being very, very concerned that people wouldn't say thank you to her because she would get upset. So I was like really into like writing thank you letters. And I remember being at McDonald's and telling my friend, like, will you please thank my mom for the cheeseburger?
Oh, that's cute.
And then the girl didn't thank her. And I was like, really scared that my mom would be like, that girl is ungrateful. But now I
But
find
that girl was ungrateful.
right, or she was just 6. I mean,
Two
I
things
don't
can be
know.
true.
That now I find myself almost screaming, "You're welcome," to all my kids' friends, because no one's thanking me for anything. No one's thanking me for driving them. No one's thanking me for handing them a cotton candy or popcorn or buying them a movie or driving them to an event. Like, they just don't say thank you.
No, you are in the right.
And
right,
when
Sal?
I yell, "You're welcome," guess what they do?
What?
Nothing. They just get out of the car. I don't think they know I'm talking to them.
Natasha, you got to lose these bitches.
But then I asked my daughter, I was like, do you thank people when they drive you places and when they buy you things? And she's like, yeah. So, I mean, maybe, it must be age appropriate.
Oh, well, Sal, is your 3... You have
Yeah,
3
she's
and a
3
half
years,
year old?
7 months. Yep.
Is she
That's
doing
cute.
is she doing thank you?
Oh yeah, she's good that way.
Yeah.
We say it to each other in the house all the time, so she understands. Like
Ooh, that's
she
a good
sees
idea.
how me and my wife speak to each other, and it kind of like falls into place there. She has no issues saying thank you. I mean, the kids, I was just parent of the day last week. I went into school, and some kids, you could see they're well put together, and then some kids, there's some real wild cards in there, man. So.
Oh yeah. Well, the bigger story is you got nominated as parent of the day.
I didn't get nominated. You got to
Congratulations.
choose when you go. It's. I wasn't like
Okay,
I didn't win
I'm
an award. It
understanding
was
now.
like that's my day to go sit in class with her for the day. So I signed up for it, but I'll take it.
Got it. I thought they were like, this father has taken his child to school. Put him in the throne.
I feel like Sal is one of those fathers who will be in the text chains.
Yeah, come on.
Duh.
You can tell. It's
been
a type.
so that was what was interesting for me. So I'm in the public, and I am very private, and so you introduce something like her school, and I want her to have a normal school experience, but I'm also been so very guarded with my family. Like I didn't really even speak about my family on stage until like 2 years ago. I didn't say I had a wife, I didn't say I had any kids. Now I am doing that, but just I didn't want to give that up.
Well, that's because you were trying to manifest other families, and I'm glad that you narrowed it down to one, Sal.
But no, you just I don't know. I just never wanted to give it away because I can't get it back after that. Online is so toxic. I just didn't think that people live such open lives. I don't want to I never want to give too much away. But but now, with these things, like bringing her to school, you're going to come across the other parents and they're going to know us. And I just always am weary of people's intentions and this and that. So it's like, that is something that I had to learn how to navigate and overcome. And I love a sense of community. I really do. Especially, I've always have, but especially like in the isolation of what comes with being in the public so much and guarding yourself and like taking away unfortunately having to sacrifice like normal things that like going to Costco and things like that, I like daydream.
Wait, why don't you just wear a big hat?
I have my tricks and I do that
scarf,
and
and
stuff.
a scarf.
Like,
and also it wouldn't hurt you to have a different accent.
And a mask, good
COVID,
old mask.
COVID, I was
kind
the
of
most liberated I ever was during COVID because of the mask. I could go anywhere.
Yeah, but you could also just be like, look, there's freaks out there. I went to an outdoor feminist event on this. They're not going to be like being called freaks, but if you're at an outdoor event and you're wearing the mask, you could just be one of those people.
I've turned a corner. I've started to just be like, you know what? I'm just going to navigate it. I'm going to put myself out there. If there were no phones and people our society didn't feel the need to think that they could take an 8K video of you no matter what you're doing with that, I would be less guarded. If it was like old days and like people, but it's, but I just don't want my kids recorded and things like that. But anyway,
Look, if the videos are selling for 8K,
no, I meant the
recording it.
resolution.
No, 8K resolution.
You guys,
Sabrina, you're the young one.
Oh,
I'm
okay. That's
being
how I didn't even
silly
catch
for
the you.
silly sake. It's the segment where I'm being silly for silly
But
sake.
no, but
Okay,
Yeah,
well, we have
that sucks that people are video. I can't imagine. It really speaks to your level of success that you have that outlook. Because my running joke with Wolfie when I dropped him off at school is like, "Hey, I put a signed headshot of me in your backpack because your teacher asked for it, and he hates it. He hates that joke. He's like, I hate that joke, and I'm like, I somehow weirdly need it. I need to keep doing it.
No.
Wait, so Sabrina, can we play our meme of the week?
Yeah, of course we can, Natasha. I usually drive this car, but if you want to get your tiny little shoulders in the driver's seat and push my broad ones to the side and decide when the meme of the week plays, then I'd have no problem with that.
I made you sad? Why are you sad? It's gonna make me cry. Why did I make you cry? No, you're crying because you want juice. Okay, and I told you no more juice because it's sold out in the tiendas. Okay, the Kool-Aid man is tired. He's really big, and red dye is banned from the stores already. Okay, the Kool-Aid man needs to wait. He needs to go to the gym. Do you know how much gym memberships cost? It's so expensive, girl. Everybody's trying to do Pilates now, and it's not cheap. Okay,
I think this is enough of it. And I should have prefaced that it's the POV is saying random shit to your kid to avoid them crashing out. And the Tiger Sisters, actually, who we were on their podcast last week, they sent this to me. They said, this sounds like your parenting style. And it is. It's like kids are so easily distracted. And so this woman is smartly, her kid is having a meltdown and she's like, and, the cost is through the roof. Gas prices are raising, juice is, he's got to go to Pilates. And then they get confused. They forget what they're crying about.
I really do not like this video. I think it's very funny.
I can tell from your face.
To be so concerned about red dye, but then like, your core memory is gonna be me with my iPhone recording you. Like, it's just like sticking an iPhone and then posting it. Like, I don't know. It just seems like,
look, she's walking so we can run. The point is, have you heard of Jessica? The method
No.
Jessica?
no.
Try this,
I have
Sal.
heard this.
This is good for your, both your kids. Your kids are crying and you look off in the distance. You go, Jessica. You do that enough times, they'll be like, now they're on board with what you're concerned about is like, where the fuck is Jessica? I recently saw
that. Does it work?
And what's she going to bring me?
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. Anything like truly, I find like the magic trick of like shifting focus to something completely different is really, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, I think snacks, sometimes I do, but I'm like, oh, am I like making my kid bound for Manjaro like me?
Bound for Manjaro is such a funny.
Bound for Manjaro. Do you want a cookie? A cookie feels good.
My son is just learning.
No, that is a good technique.
A tantrum now. He's just starting to get into that where it's like, oh, if I act this way, it might yield a certain result. So we're just getting to that with him now. So we're trying to understand how to break that down before he, kind of like utilizes that technique. But my daughter goes to OT. So like,
OT is short for occupational therapy, which is...
I thought it was like off-track betting.
My daughter
goes
to OTB.
And occupational therapy... OT is good because occupational therapy makes it sound like they're like training to be mechanics.
Right. But she's come so far with like understanding her emotions and processing them, and they talk about that there. So my daughter is like, it's really funny because I've used these techniques, of distracting or making whatever, and they work. But like now she'll come to me and go, Dad, she's like, I'm in the blue zone right now and I need to get back to the green zone. And so she has that kind of
Oh.
wherewithal. And so like, it kind of like, I kind of feel bad being like, Jessica. Imagine she comes to me like literally ready to like help me solve this. That dad, I'm in the red zone. I want to be in the green zone. So I just kind of am like, well,
No, Jessica's
okay.
for the other little one. The one that you're not like pontificating. Once they can pontificate, yeah, that is weird. Unless you hire someone named Jessica who makes great lemonade. But yeah, no, the young phase where it's like crying because they're fixated on a snack or whatever it is. It's the distraction of like, oh my God, look at this little stick or whatever. Jessica is the stick. Jessica is like the distraction. Jessica is what this lady's doing, which is like, what I love about it is it's kind of like training your kid to be like, you want to be a crazy bitch? Two can play this game. You want to come to me with this crazy? Well, guess what? I'm going to start talking about red dye number 5 for 15 minutes. Like, you don't want to come to me because I'm crazier than you.
It makes sense.
You know? It's like establishing yourself as the person at the party that like, if you want to start talking to this bitch, she's going to be, it's 8 minutes about her career on stage on Broadway. And it's like, just leave me out of it, you know? Because sometimes they're just bored. You got to be more boring than how bored they are. You got to be like, well, my childhood was long and there were obviously trauma points. Let me start with the fact that, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to go do a puzzle.
I've been reading my daughter Little House in the Big Woods because I want her to hear how hard it used to be.
Oh, what is this book about?
Well, it's like what Little House on the Prairie came from, but it's Laura Ingalls Wilder, and there's like 20 of them. So there's like all the, like just to like make butter, they've got to like strain all this stuff and then put a little bit of carrot juice so it can turn yellow. And
wow,
it takes like all day. I mean, she definitely is bored by it, but she also does like it. And like, you know, the kids all have to work in the fields and work jobs. And I just feel like if I read enough of that to her, her life will sound so chic to herself.
I'm really curious about this carrot juice and the butter. I'm like,
it's how you get
the...
You don't want the butter to be bright white. So to be fancy and they wanted it to be yellow, then you would strain like carrot juice, like over a 2-day process, and they'd put a little stamp on the butter. I mean, the mom was like, really, you know.
This is a children's book?
She sounds like...
Well, it's there for like, like preteens, you know. It's you know,
I do,
Little House on the Prairie,
I used to
right?
watch that.
I mean, and they're redoing it now too.
I
But
don't know if Little House on the Prairie is preteens.
Well, what do you call it?
Bad.
No, well, they're redoing it right now. It's like it's going to be a big hit again. I watched it all through my childhood, and these books are like they're read by Cherry Jones. Like if you want to get the audio
okay, now
set.
I'm back in. Cherry Jones, I'm back in.
Well, it's just it's interesting how, like, you know, they're playing with like a pig intestine they made a balloon out of. Like that's because they're like on the prairie. Like this is like there's nothing else to do. They're in like the Dakotas, you know, like
this is your version of like you want to know boring.
But it's based in reality.
Let's
it's not
talk
like
2-day carrot juice processing.
Yeah,
I remember loving Little House on the Prairie when I was little, and I can't imagine that holds up.
It does, and they're remaking it right now. It's going to be a huge hit on Netflix, you guys.
Okay, I want to go back in time and take back my bad and be available for casting. You know,
it's already cast, babe. They're shooting it.
Look, but if you're missing just sort of a biracial girl that's floating through the prairie.
It was a lot of whites back then.
I know. I'll do whiteface. I've done it in the past and I'll do it again. We have a question from the audience, and then we're kind of like nearing the end of this frickin' episode. But let's get the question from the audience. Let's do that. And then we'll put some things in timeout.
Hey, everyone. Really loving this podcast. So my question is, how do you parent a child while you're grieving the loss of a parent? I recently lost my dad, And typically I navigate grief during Mother's Day on my own. I find it difficult to talk to my child about the loss of my mom. Now I'm grieving my dad. Do you have any suggestions on where and how to start?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so tough. And Natasha, take it away.
I mean, this is really hard. I mean, one of the things I love about Judaism is they have this thing called a yurtzeit candle. And so the anniversary of the death of anyone who's died is like its own sort of Dia de los Muertos celebration, which I also love Dia de los Muertos, which is the day after Halloween. And I always try to celebrate that with photos and candles. And then, my dad loved grits and eggs, and he would always make my daughter grits and eggs. And so you make their favorite foods on this day. But on the yurtzeit candle is a very special one because it's just for that person. And you sit around and you tell stories about that person. You make their favorite foods. You honor them. You talk about them, because there's this other beautiful saying I heard about, which is people have two lives. One of them is until they die. And then the other life is until people stop talking about them.
When I said, Natasha, take it away, I didn't expect you to fucking nail it. Literally, copy, paste, put it in a TED Talk. It's viral. That's perfect.
Well, it's the only way I know how, but then it's like, well, that's not really enough, the yurtzeit, but then it's also, keeping their, like even actually Moshe's grandmother, Hope, she gave us all these dishes.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say she's in that teapot.
Hi, darling. His grandmother gave us all these beautiful dishes.
This drug addict that my wife went to school with it fits in a coffee cup.
So she gave us all these beautiful dishes, and like, why keep your dishes stored away in some like china cabinet? And I tell my husband, I'm like, do not take Hope's coffee cups into the car. Those stay in the house, because people like to take things. But I'm like, we have to honor these, and we have to don't put them in the dishwasher. We wash them, we eat off of them. Sometimes they jog our memory, and he'll tell a funny story. I think it's good to be able to try to bring up those stories as much as you can for the family.
I mean, that's also a gorgeous teapot set.
Thank
I mean,
you.
if she'd given you an uglier one, you might be like, and these are sort of the road mugs. We honor her on the road. She's on her road. Sal, do you have anything to add here?
That's great advice. That's a big fear of mine. I have my parents, and I haven't really spoken to my kids or daughter yet about that kind of thing. But it's very prevalent, because this morning before school, we get to watch a little something in the morning before breakfast, and we're watching Coco this morning. And I don't know if you've seen Coco, but
I love Coco.
I cry very easily, but these movies kill me. And so he's singing "Remember Me," and this morning I'm like, I don't hide crying in front of the kids, So she'll ask me, "Are you crying? Are you happy? Are you sad?" I'll tell her. But man, I was listening to her advice. I was taking it myself. I'm like, all right, I got to note this stuff. Yeah, because I feel like
I kind of love crying at those movies in front of my kids. I feel like I'm modeling.
It is. It really is. Yeah, but no, I was just thinking to myself, I'd yell Jessica or something. But now that you,
I think that touches on what I was going to say, which is showing your kid that you can have emotions, that you have emotions, and showing them how you deal with your emotions, I think is really important, and part of the package of the new school of parenting that I'm yes, 100%, I'm down for this. I am also an emotional person, and I feel like showing your kid really getting into it and feeling it, and then showing how you it's almost like how they talk about if you argue in front of your kids, make sure that you repair in front of your kids. It's if you're feeling emotion around your kid, also show your kid how you take care of yourself when you're feeling emotional, which is yelling at yourself in the mirror. Not again, Sabrina. You said this was over. You said you were over it, bitch. And so then they see how to dismount softly. Okay, well, this has just been a delight. And one thing that I forgot to ask you before we do putting things in timeout is, how was the sleep situation going? Like, what have you guys, because it seems like you guys are on it with like OT. What has been your method with getting these kids to sleep, and are they sleeping?
My son is still, knock on wood, going down. He goes down exactly on time, wakes up in the morning, doesn't get up in the middle of the night. He's still there. My daughter was a good sleeper. We went through a regression, and then she was good again. And then like 6 months ago, she got enough wherewithal to start to be frightened by things, and she was questioning things. And we had another, like, it was the worst one we've ever had. Like, where like, cause she's in a big girl bed now, but with like a gate around it. But then she learned how to open that gate. Then she learned how to open the door. And then we didn't want to put locks on the doors. And then we just got like, we keep the door open, put another gate on it so she can't. So like, it was all this stuff of like figuring out how to give her autonomy in the room when she needs it, but like not answer you can't just run as soon as she is upset either, but then it's that struggle. You don't want to, so we went through that. That was really, really tough. We had like weeks of sleepless nights. That was like, but we broke through it. We broke through it, and she's knock on wood right now. She's doing pretty well, but it was nuts. Like she was like plotting ways to get out of the room. Like she'd stack books to climb over the thing. Or when we weren't responding, she'd like on purpose pee, and so it's like,
hell yeah.
yeah.
I like
So
this
she's
girl.
feisty, but
she's like a future thief at the Louvre.
At the sur la table.
First I'll piss myself, then I'll step on this stack of books.
Yeah, but now right now we're in a good place right now. They're getting up a little earlier, but we're in a good place. Like she's turned a corner again. She's had like another leap, and now she's like accepting of her bedtime. We have a little nightlight in there and stuff, and but I don't know. I think you can like you never know when there's going to be another one of those regressions. So I'm very thankful for the space we're in right now, because that is the strain beyond strains. Like we learned quickly we had to take different nights in full, because you can't fragment the night for both of you. So like, so I'd go sleep upstairs in the room next to hers, and then my wife would do it and I would do it. My wife's way better at being a little more like stern. I think like my daughter senses my softness a little bit sometimes and will act a different way with me. She thinks she can get away with a little bit more. So she'll request more. And then like the more you give, the more she'll take, and then it regresses more. So it's really like holding a firm line and just understanding like what's going to work, and like seeing it through the really difficult parts. You know what I mean? Where like you can't break. You got to stay the course for her.
100% true. You can't break. You got to be hard. And Natasha's got, speaking of hard, a hard out. So Natasha, are you going to stay for this timeout, or are you in timeout?
Listen, I'll stay until the dog goes crazy, because someone's coming over right at 11. And the dog
Okay. So then the dog will be kind of like the time limit for the timeout. I'm going to go first. I put in timeout, constantly asking for a play date. I want to see River. I want to see Oliver. Bitch, see me. Am I too old to hang out with? What does Oliver have that I don't have? I'm 40. Sure, you can wrestle with Oliver a little more freely. I might need an MRI, but I'll wrestle. Show me a little love. You make me feel old when all you want is a play date, because I'm fun. Me, Jessica, CostCo.
Dude, I agree, Sabrina. And also, it's like, I'll pick her up from aftercare where she has been hanging out with this child for 3 hours. And they're like, I want a play date. I want a play date. I'm like, you just had a play date for 3 hours. And they're like, it doesn't count. It's at school.
Yeah, no, I'm the play date. I am the play date. Am I not fun?
Okay, I want to put in timeout. My daughter always says this thing. She's almost every day she'll say, I'm sad.
Oh.
And then I'm always like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? Why are you sad? You said I'm sad, right? And I'm like, you know what? Just don't don't acknowledge it. I feel well because it's starting to become a habit,
Yeah, of
and
course.
I think it's like for me because then I can tell it's like it because it does this thing to me where I kind of go cockeyed.
Cockeyed.
Like I'm like, why is she sad?
Well, she's
So
saying it because a dick pops out of your eye, apparently.
cockeyed. You never heard cockeyed? Like I just kind of go. Like it's like a tick. You
Like
know,
that?
it gets me a little activated.
Yeah, no, that's
So I want to put in
obviously.
timeout me all of a sudden dropping everything to maybe try to figure out what it is that is making her say this.
Yeah, I would
Because,
pitch that you would go, I'm sad too.
oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then you guys can just be like practice being sad together until she's bored of it. She's like, okay, can you cheer up? Can we do something different? Sal, do you have a timeout?
Yeah, I think it shares some DNA with yours. I think I put in timeout the requests, the on-demand requests for different things on for songs in the car or whatever. It's like she'll request something, I'll put it on, then halfway through that she'll be like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. I want the next one. And it's like, well, you know what? You chose this one. We're going to see it through to the end, you know? So, because
it's like practicing
exactly.
for marriage.
Yeah. I mean,
Sal, I think that's really good. And it's actually something I forgot was my timeout, which is that she started chess club and then she didn't want to finish it. And so I was like, okay. And then I asked the aftercare teacher, I was like, did any other kids not do chess club? She goes, no, all their parents, they were crying, but their parents made them keep doing it. And I was like, damn it, I should have done that. So then I was like, I changed my mind. You have to go back on the last day of chess club because in our family we finish things, but it's hard. You know, you have
That's a funny lesson. In our family, we dip out for the middle and we go for graduation, baby.
I'm trying, you know, because I didn't want her to not to do it if she didn't want to. But what's on top of what Sal's saying, it's like, yes, how do we, because it's their attention spans too that are at risk. It's like every song we only let go for like the intro. It's like, no, you picked this. We're going to finish it. You decided you wanted to do this. Let's see it through the end.
Exactly.
We finish things in our
We used to
family.
wait for songs to come on the radio. Like, we didn't even know. So I think, like, we started buying her own records because records, like, it's a different approach to listening to music. So once she puts it on, she understands that by nature of the way it is, like, she's gonna wait till it ends and the next one begins and stuff. So it kind of helps like set that mindset in the car too. It's like, well, no, we got to wait till this ends, you know. So,
well, speaking of ending.
Bored.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job with that. It's piano, it's butter with carrot juice, it's Little House on the Prairie, it's chess. I mean, you got her on the Mormon track, Natasha. She's got the long skirt. She's got that piece of fabric on her bun.
If it makes you feel any better, for the past 2 hours, she has been in the other room watching Jessie or whatever the school is with Ariana. What's the show with Ariana Grande on Disney?
Where Ariana plays
Victorious. She's been watching
girl?
Victorious.
Good.
For the past 2 hours. So,
well, that is a salve to my soul. And speaking of a salve, Sal, thank you so much for coming. We're so happy to
thank you for
chatted with
inviting
you.
me. It's just so much fun. It's nice to speak to other parents like this.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to promote?
I'm always adding tour dates. My website, salvulcanocomedy.com. The news shall be out in about a month. And then season 13, which we're filming right now, of Impractical Jokers, begins July 23rd. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks,
we can't
guys.
wait. We love you.